Let's talk about it. So the New York Knicks are sitting on a roster now where on the surface, it looks like we have a win-now contender, right? You've got Jalen Brunson, you've got Karl-Anthony Towns, you've got OG Anunoby, you've got McCulla Bridges and Josh Hart. You even got Mitchell Robinson as well. That's a big-time six-man core that can win playoff series today. But here's what people aren't talking about enough, and we're seeing it with the Summer League. The young guys behind them. The future-proofing of this Knicks team is sneaky impressive. So yeah, man, people forget. When you start stacking $40 million contracts like Brunson and Towns, eventually the salary cap forces your bench to be young, cheap, and ready to play. And Leon Rose knows this. The Knicks didn't just draft bodies, they drafted players with a purpose. Guys who fit this system, guys who could follow the Thunder model of sustainable depth, not the Heat super team blueprint from the past. So I want to look at the player-by-player breakdown. Let's go rapid fire with this. Let's do it with the young core. First off, let's look at Deuce, one of the best perimeter defenders off the bench in the entire league already. If his shot keeps improving, that's your Derek White-like. That's your Delon Wright with a jumper. A valuable playoff minutes right there. If we look at his developmental path, he continues improving his shot and playmaking. He could become the kind of versatile guard who closes playoff games because of his defense, because of his toughness, because of his low mistake basketball. We saw that in this past playoffs. More trust. And then we went and drafted Tyler Kohler. Now this kid is a pure floor general. He's like TJ McConnell with better range. He's a gamer. He might run the second unit for the next 5 years if he hits his ceiling right. I love that TJ McConnell comparison, or even early Brunson in Dallas. His development path will earn minutes through pace, control, smart reads, reliable spot-up shooting. He profiles as the type of guard who, in the right system, thrives running bench units and keeping the offense organized when the stars are sitting. But I love what we have with Julius Jr. That's Portis. He's athletic, he's a rim runner. He's kind of like your Clinton Capella backup to Mitch if Mitch can't stay healthy. He's a developmental center, he's a rim protector, a vertical lob threat. His development path, if his foot speed and his hands catch up to his size and athleticism, Portis could become a cost-effective, cost-controlled defensive anchor that's backing up Mitch, maybe eventually succeeding Mitch. Now, Dier, everybody is high on. He's a shooter. He has that offensive mismatch potential. He reminds me of Franz Wagner or Rui Hachimura. He needs polish, yes, but his size and his shooting stroke fit the mold of modern stretch fours who space the floor and attack closeouts. But we talk a lot about Dier, and we have Dier right now, who's a defensive combo guard, long-term project. He kind of reminds people of Herb Jones, Jonathan Isaac, but without the injuries. If he develops right, his length and his instincts pop. He builds offensive confidence, and if he tightens up that decision-making, he could be a glue guy who switches 1 through 4 and disrupts passing lanes. So between Dier and Diawara, I think together, they're part of a rising wave of the long, rangy French wings who, combine size, strength, shooting touch, defensive upside. And the Knicks clearly see this archetype as scalable in today's modern NBA. Then I hear my guy, Chris Persianen, always talk about Kevin McCulla Jr., a wing defender, a spot-up shooter, a connector. He actually looks like Josh Hart. I think his developmental path is already pro-level defender. If he shoots league average from 3, the man is a rotation player tomorrow. I know that he is gritty, he's tough, and he fits perfectly in the Mike Brown type of defensive first culture. And I love that. So since we got Mike Brown as the coach, here's the Mike Brown factor. And I think this is why we hired him. He isn't just about the X's and O's. Mike Brown has coached LeBron. He's been on Kerr's Warrior staff. We saw Poole, Kuminga, and Wiggins' development. Then he took a young Kings team and turned them into a playoff squad in 2 years. We can't overlook that. The Knicks aren't just trying to win with our stars. We are trying to grow the next wave while we do it. And Mike Brown can balance egos, manage minutes, and actually develop players during a playoff push. That's something that Tibbs just hasn't done consistently. And you ask, why does this matter? This matters in the cap era. Let's zoom out real quick. The NBA's new second apron rules change everything. You can't just stack superstars anymore or buy a bench anymore. Teams like OKC are showing you win by having depth and internal growth. The Knicks are trying to build their team in our own version of that. And it's simple math. Brunson, Towns, OG, Hart, McCall, that's your cap. So 8 through 12 need to be cheap, need to be homegrown and ready. And the Knicks are stacking picks and developing role players so we don't have to have a dumpster dive in free agency every summer. We've done well with it, but we don't want to have to do that because Leon's vision is for sustainability. Remember what he said when he took the job? He wanted to build something sustainable, not just one magical year, not just a flash in the pan, sustainable, year in and year out contention. You look at it already, they've already done that. The credibility is there. Players want to play here now. Brunson chose them, OG chose them, McCall forced the trade here. Now they're building the infrastructure to sustain that success. Development, scouting, smart contracts. And if 2 or 3 of these young guys actually hit, forget about it. Forget about it. We got our thunder moment. We'll be contenders for the next decade, not just the next 2 years. So I love this young squad that we have. And the bottom line is this, Leon and his staff are playing chess, not checkers. They're contending now, but keeping the pipeline full. And in a league where parity rules the day, where cap restrictions punish top-heavy rosters, that's how you win the long game. I want to be Thunder 2.0. Knicks Nation should be excited, man. Because this isn't just about one parade. This is about staying in the fight year after year. And that's what New York has wanted for decades. For decades. What say you? Keep this in mind. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. There's no struggle, there's no progress. But always remember this. Whether it's out there in the real world or here in these YouTube streets, here at Knicks Deli, everybody eats. I'm your boy Shia, and I'm out.